Welcome to the E-commerce Momentum Podcast, where we focus on the people, the products, and the process of e-commerce selling today. Here's your host, Stephen Peterson.
Welcome back to E-commerce Momentum Podcast, episode 008. Albert Palacci from 888lots.com. I think this is going to be a great podcast for you if you're really looking to get to that next level. If you're out of time, if you're out of retail ARB time, online ARB time, if you just need more time in the day, I think this might be a viable option for you. This is an opportunity to learn how to buy bulk wholesale of Amazon-specific items. Already in the Amazon database, already out there, the listings are created, and you know that, because the items are coming directly from Amazon through this third-party company. And so I think this is a great way for you to say, hey, I'm ready to take that next leap. When Albert starts talking, you're going to realize that this is someone who's been in the business a long time, selling all the way back in 1997 retail online. I mean, imagine retail back then online, and we even joke about taking credit card payments, and I think that's interesting. Started a wholesale company in 2000, and now they've evolved where they're buying inventory directly from Amazon and reselling it to Amazon sellers like you and I. And I just think that there's some great information. In this segment, we do get a little specific because I really wanted to get the questions out of the way that I think are burning for me when I see the word grocery or I see HBA product. You know, how do they handle expiration dates and things like that? And Albert does walk us through that. So let's get into this segment of the podcast. All right, welcome back to E-commerce Momentum Podcast. And today we're taking e-commerce to, I think it's 3 or 4, maybe even 5 levels up when we're talking to Albert Palacci. And Albert is the owner and president of 888 Lots. Welcome, Albert.
Thank you for having me.
You know, I heard about you through a mutual friend, Bob Willie. And Bob was telling me, he said, Steve, you will not believe the deals I'm buying and where I'm buying it. And he said, well, let's keep it on the down low. This was a while back. And he shared with me a couple of lots that he had purchased. He said, go look at these lots. And I was blown away with the quality of merchandise he has. And so I'm just going to whet people's appetite with that to say that I know, and Bob Willie will share with anyone what he's been purchasing. So I think it's really going to be an exciting interview. So Albert, you know, you obviously have not been selling to Amazon sellers that long, right? How did you get started in this business?
So back in February of 2000, we decided to open up a wholesale business that would wholesale consumer electronics to various online retail and other sellers from all over the U.S. We started the business, and we decided that we were not going to make a lot of profit in the business, and we were going to work on something that is called velocity of money. And what that means is we were going to make a very small profit and turn our inventory extremely quickly. So if you look at the numbers, if you spun your inventory 10 times a year and you made a 10% profit, it would be more profitable for you to spin your inventory 30 times a year and make a 4% profit. So we decided to spin our inventory 30 times a year and make a 4% profit, which allowed us to grow extremely fast and build up a very strong wholesale business. And that's what we've been doing for the past 14 years.
You know, 2000 to be on the internet selling, or to selling to people on the internet. I mean, that's really, you know, Amazon's celebrating its 20th anniversary. So, you know, 15 years ago, that's a long time ago. You were really one of the pioneers.
Oh, I mean, there were websites that I don't even think are really of interest anymore, like Price Grabber, I think, is still out there right now, and there's another one called Price Scan and Price Watch, and everybody used comparative search engines for their shopping, and Amazon was not the beast that everybody likes to call it today.
So you've been able to see the transition from these behemoths, right? Because you had the barrier to entry back then was enormous. Now, any guy in his garage can scan a book and put it up on Amazon.
Well, back in 2000, I believe it was Buy.com. They were losing money on everything that they purchased, and we watched their business skyrocket and go for a big boom to hit these huge numbers. And a lot of these companies were either making or breaking it at the time, and it was a really wild time in the industry. And I've watched Amazon seize hold of the market, take it over, and really excel. And it was kind of an amazing, it's amazing to watch, fun to watch.
It is interesting. It's like seeing Walmart come into a community again, right? I mean, that's really what it seems like. I remember when Walmart came into a couple towns that I've lived in and just decimate the small business. Amazon's really having that effect on a lot of businesses now, aren't they?
I definitely think so, but the strength, I don't believe, is Amazon itself. It's these third-party sellers that are creating all these listing and SKUs and all these products that really Amazon as a company can only carry so many SKUs. But when they took on this third-party seller platform, it just dramatically increased the amount of SKUs that they carried. So now you can research anything on Amazon and you'll find awesome reviews and you'll find the products that you're looking for. And if Amazon doesn't sell it, one of their third-party sellers sells it.
It's becoming a place of content. Before you got into the wholesale business, were you in a brick and mortar business, or what led you to this revelation? Hey, I can make a velocity turn.
So back when I was extremely young, 18 years old, and it was around 1997, I was selling digital cameras, and at that time, it was the first digital camera that came out. And where we really started before wholesale is we were an online retailer. And we were selling products on the internet, online, and we were selling digital cameras. And we were kind of amazed with the response of how many people wanted digital cameras. And that was really the start of my business venture with a previous company that I sold in the year 2000 and then moved into wholesale.
That's incredible. I mean, 97. So, I mean, was that the time when people would have to call you to pay you or mail you money or anything like that?
We took credit cards back then. They had
Okay.
credit cards in 1997.
Okay. Well, I didn't know how it worked. Probably over the phone though.
It was over the phone, and
okay.
The website that we used most was a website called PriceScan. And PriceScan was a website, and I don't know if they're still around any longer, but they used to scan the back of popular photography magazines, and they used to publish their prices on the internet. And that's how people typically found us. They found us on the internet from this comparative search engine called PriceScan.
I know there used to be a lot of wholesale directories and things like that. Did you ever participate in those things?
No, I didn't, but I've been watching all these wholesale directories for quite some time, and some of them are pretty resourceful, and some of them are not, and you really have to look into them very closely before you purchase any. Okay,
so now we're taking you to... you and I were talking a little bit earlier that you were into a different direction with the liquidation. Now are you exclusively buying Amazon liquidation, or are you buying from other closeouts and bankruptcies and things like that too?
So we're trying to multi-source this to the best of our ability. We are purchasing from other sources, but the bulk of the business is going to be product that has full ASIN data. Because we have noticed that the customer base, really the things that we can do with the ASIN information is really remarkable, and it will lead us to true transparent selling to all the customers that we have. So if a customer is not sure what a product is or is not sure what they're getting, and I see that question all over every single blog out there. It's, hey, I purchased this product from Liquidator XYZ, and to my surprise, this happened. Or I purchased this product, and to my surprise, I received this. Well, with the ASIN data, the surprises are no longer there because you can click right through and see all the product right there on its face, and it shows you everything.
And the way I understand it, and I have your site open now, I can click through. That way I know that that particular item is listed currently on Amazon, correct?
Absolutely. So you can go to any product in any lot, and you can go to that lot, and you will see the lowest price on Amazon that's calculated once a day, and you will also see the ASIN data right there that you can click through directly onto Amazon's site.
That's a huge deal because clothing is a great example where, stuff is just so complicated to match. Any of the scanning tools that anybody's using out there in retail, or they would attest that it's very difficult to match product. You're doing that work for us.
Oh, and not only does it just have the ASIN data, but we put the ratings of the product, so we show the stars. And if available, which the majority of the time it is, we put the sales rank of the product and lists the reviews and the stars of the reviews.
It's incredible. It's just incredible. So let me ask you a couple questions that I know people are going to say. You're buying directly from Amazon, is that correct?
We are buying from Amazon. That's correct.
And so the way it was explained to me was that some of what you're purchasing from Amazon is stuff that gets lost in the warehouse. And I'm not certain that that's quite accurate, but could you explain a little bit of what you're buying from Amazon?
So we are purchasing products that were in the FBA system and went through the fulfillment system. And part of the products that we purchase truly is lost and found products, where the product was sent into FBA facility, and then the product either got misplaced or got put in or wasn't received for whatever reason, and it's found after a certain period of time, and it's aged. And once that happens, they go ahead and they put it in a bucket of inventory. And this bucket of inventory, I call it Amazon lost and found, but we purchased that product. And they put other products in the bucket as well, but it seems like the majority of it has third-party sellers' names on it when we receive it. So we actually see who the third-party seller is that lost the product, and we're able to figure out where it came from, and it really helps us have an understanding of how it got to us.
Are you also buying, I know Walmart does closeouts, or is it Genco, I think, that's owned by FedEx. They do liquidation lots and things like that. Are you buying from them also?
So we have been looking into purchasing the Walmart product, but what we've noticed is the product is very hard to process, and the product is, I would say, 90%, or I'm not even sure the exact percentage, is customer returns. And when you purchase customer returns, you simply don't know the condition of the product that you're purchasing. So it's really a crapshoot on what you're going to get from the Walmart liquidation kind of product. So we've so far steered away from it, but in the past several years, we have done a lot of Apple product that was customer returns. We did do some of that, and that worked out very well for us.
Interesting. And I know that you say that all items are 100% brand new, and you assure us that. That's a big difference than, because I've been party to a couple of electronic liquidation lots, and 80% of it is junk. It's really amazing on what they would consider new and what the real world would consider new. And so I see that you I don't know if it's a guarantee, but it says they're all sold with 100% brand new items.
So everything's 100% brand new, and we put a disclaimer on our website that says 90% box accuracy. And what that means, and that's a very important piece of it, is every Amazon DC has a different DC manager. And these various DC managers pack the boxes in different ways. Now, if you were going to pack, it's called a Gaylord box. It's a whole skid. If you were going to pack a large box and you were going to pack toys in that large Gaylord box, if you put a layer of toys on the bottom and then you put the electronics on top of it, well, guess what? The boxes that are on the bottom are not going to be as crisp as they would be if you put the electronics on the bottom and the toys on the top. So we sell them as 100% brand new because all the product has actually never been sold to an actual customer. So a customer has not received it and returned it. It just went through the FBA system and we put 90% box accuracy just so our customers are aware that they're not going to get everything in full master packing, but everything will be new once they open the box.
Wow. That's really interesting. You know, I sit there and I look, and I'm looking at a particular lot, and I'm just blown away with the level of detail. So let's get into an example purchase, right? So you bought this item from Amazon, let's just play that game out. You bought this Gaylord box. They bring you truckloads of Gaylord boxes. You're bringing it into your warehouse, and you're located in New Jersey, is that correct?
Yes, we are located in Linden, New Jersey.
And I will put that note out there now, and I'll address it later, but you actually allow warehouse visits. You actually say, if you would like to come and see us, make arrangements through us.
We have an open door policy. As long as you make an appointment, we're available to show you the warehouse and show you how it works and show you the products, and it's kind of a open book that we have.
That's that transparency again. That's the second time that example. That's great. You don't see that much in this world. A lot of people are very leery because they've been burned in this. So this is great. So you receive this product. You're opening that Gaylord box or unloading it, and then you're sorting it. How do you decide how big a lot is or how to put things together? Walk us through that.
So you open up a Gaylord box, and from that Gaylord box comes products in 20 different categories. We have to separate those products by categories. The way we determine what categories there are is we determine them by Amazon categories. So if Amazon says this is consumer electronics, then we classify it under that GL code, is the proper accounting terminology, electronics. If they consider the next product line mobile electronics, we will put that in the mobile electronics category. And, you go through all the different product lines like grocery and drugstore and all the different categories that they have, and we sort through that palette. As we sort through more and more pallets, we get through 6 or 10 pallets, and we have the product categories, usually around $2,000. The lots really range from anywhere from $100 to $15,000. And once we have enough product in that category, at the end of the day, we close the lots and we seal them, and we publish the different lots numbers that were sorted out that day.
And so let's take grocery. Okay, because there's a couple things specific to grocery. So you sorted out grocery for the day, and you created this list. But now you paid a lot of people to do a lot of this work, right? So they've unloaded the box, they've sorted it. Now they've scanned it or keyed it into some particular database system you manage or what have you, matched up the ASIN, done all that work. Are you checking in specific to grocery, and I know this because somebody's going to have this question, grocery and health and beauty, are you checking to make sure that they're in date and that they're still sellable for Amazon purposes?
So one of the major obstacles that we've been facing is we have tried to figure out a way to scan the grocery product and for the expiration date to pop up. That is not as simple as we thought it would be. So the grocery lots they're human eyes, and if the human eye sees an expiration date on a grocery lot, and even if the date is within 3 months, is the rule out in the warehouse, they remove it and they separate it and they put it on the side as expired food, which we donate to the local food bank. The problem with the human eye is humans make errors, and there are some times that products come through that have expiration dates, and customers actually receive in some certain times products that have been expired. And when that happens, we give the customer a full credit that he can apply towards the next lot, and we usually allow them to keep the groceries and donate it to their local food bank. And every day we're working on figuring out that process to get it perfect.
Oh, that's great. And again, that's that transparency. Mistakes happen. We all make them because we make them on our side too. And you're saying, hey, we'll step up and we'll honor. If we said it was good, we said it was good, and you'll make it right. That's a big deal. And so same goes with health and beauty?
The same goes with health and beauty, but we find less expired products in the health and beauty category than we do groceries.
That's great. So, okay, so we've now received it. we put it together, you create this. So you have somebody putting together this. Are you using a database, a custom database that you have somewhat?
So we have a whole team of IT guys here, and they sit there and they scan every unit that comes in. And as they're scanning it in, they have a whole system and a whole platform. I'm not a techie, but these guys, they put it together in the lot, and they publish the lot.
That's incredible. All right, I'm going to take a break, but when we come back, I want us to pull up a lot or walk me through an example lot, and let's just talk about the specifics of it, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's take a break. Be right back. Today's podcast is brought to you by Seller Essentials, essential business solution for online sellers. Whether you sell general merchandise on Amazon or eBay, private label your own product, or if your focus is selling books, wholesale products, or liquidation lots, let Seller Essentials be your online resource for all things e-commerce. Essential resources, essential solutions, Seller Essentials, the Internet's premier venue for online professional. Visit selleressentials.com for more information. That's selleressentials.com. All right, before we jump back in, and I'm really excited because this is just, my mind is racing with the information here. But in this segment, we're going to actually review an actual lot. The lot numbers, he gives us the lot number. We actually review it. We evaluate the potential profitability of this lot. We calculate what the profit would be at multiple offer levels, because you can make multiple offer levels. Just by changing a number, you can see what else it does to that particular lot. And we even make a lowball offer, and it's interesting what happens when you do make one, because they get lots of them, of course. But, and we spend some time talking about relationships and, how important they are. So you really want to be cognizant of that, and just don't think you're going to have to win every deal, because you're not going to. You might win one, but that makes the next one probably unwinnable. Finally, Albert walks us through the shipping process, because that's another concern that I think a lot of people would have. And we actually get what the requirements are to join. And so I just think there's a lot of great information here. So stay tuned right till the end for his contact information. But let's get back into that podcast. All right, we're back, and we're talking with Albert Palacci from 888-LOTS, 888lots.com, right? Easy to find him. And we've been talking about how he's been receiving items, how he's been processing the items. And where we left off was he actually has a team that's entered this into their custom database that he's paying. So I keep thinking about all these costs. I'm an accountant by trade, so I keep thinking of all these costs all the way along this path. You've got a lot of hands, a lot of touch points of this product, and we haven't even put it out to the public yet.
I mean, there is a considerable investment on our side to process, sort, analyze the end-to-end processing of this entire product and make sure that it's suitable for resale to the customers.
It truly is, and you're doing so much of the work. Anyone who wants to scale, and the goal of this podcast is to help people who are stuck, right? They've had some level of success, but they haven't been able to make that leap to the next level. You've done a lot of that work on a really pretty heavy scale. I'm looking at lot units of 428, 238, 114 units. That's a lot of product to receive by somebody and process. You've done so much of that work in putting that together for us. It's amazing what you guys are offering.
Well, I believe that's just the beginning. It's my goal, and it's the company's goal, to put every effort possible to make it as easy as possible for people to process, purchase, and buy these lots. The potential product that we have available to us is in numbers that are so large that I can't even explain them in words. And what we're trying to do is build a bridge between Amazon and the community. And that bridge has many different pieces to that we need to set in and put in. And it's a very difficult process. And we use all the Facebook chat rooms and all of the complaints that we might see, and we adjust and we adapt and we readjust again. We're very sensitive to the community's needs, and we keep tweaking the format until we get it to as close as perfection as we possibly can to satisfy the community, to make sure that they keep buying lots. So I think the ratio of of second-time orders is extremely large. I don't have an exact number, but most people that buy a lot come back to buy a second lot and had a very happy experience, and we want to keep that happening until they purchase hundreds of lots. And that's the ultimate goal, is to get the community to load and then reload.
You are not today offering a service of where you send me a file, I upload it to Amazon, I create my labels, send it back to you, you label that product for me and send it directly to Amazon. Is that correct?
We do not have that.
Okay.
However, we do have a file that's called a bulk upload file. And the bulk upload file is an awesome tool for people that do not want to list every single piece of that lot. So say a lot has 310 units in it. And I'm looking at a lot right now, and you can look at it on your system, lot 504.
Okay, I'm going to pull it up. Go ahead.
Yeah, pull that up. And it has 310 units, but you don't have the time to, even if you have the ASIN numbers, to go ahead and create the individual SKU numbers for 310 units. You want to go to the beach. It's a Friday. You want to get your product loaded up. If you go to the top right-hand corner of that manifest, after you pull it up, it says Generate Amazon Bulk File. And what that will do is that will allow you to go ahead and create the entire listing of the entire lot in a couple of clicks. And the SKU numbers that it will create, it'll say lot number 504 space the ASIN number. And that way you can load the entire lot in just a few clicks. We have a video on our Facebook page that you can go into and you can watch it happen.
That's incredible. Now, I'm looking at this particular lot. As he said, it's lot 504, and we can get pretty specific about this particular lot. It's been sold, correct?
Is it sold? It's not sold yet?
Yep. No? Latest lot arrival. No, it's not been sold yet. It's getting ready to be sold. So there's 310 units. The lot price says $2,250, and then it has a little thing called negotiator underneath, and that looks pretty intimidating. Somebody came up with that name. The MSRP value is a little over $5,500, and it says minus 59% off of MSRP. So if I paid $2,250 plus shipping, I gather, I would save 59% off the MSRP. So I'm paying about 41% of MSRP. Is that correct?
That is correct. And that's a starting point where we do a discount off of MSRP. Amazon, the sellers, are really interested in knowing the lowest price on Amazon. So if you look at the first item there and you go down to the end, you'll see the lowest price on Amazon that day.
Okay, and so we're looking at particulars, a Mont Blanc portable headphone amplifier. The MSRP is $156. Amazon, somebody had to buy. That's the buy box,
that's
correct?
That's the buy box at $129.
$129. I mean, just think about that. You're giving us that information. I'm looking at the ASIN right here. I'm looking at a picture of the image. I'm looking at the condition. I'm looking at the rating. I'm looking at a sales rank of 2,000 in electronics, which is incredible. Right? I mean, think about it. 2,000. They're selling X number a day. And so my cost, if I chose to buy it at this price, would be $63.96.
Well, click through on the ASIN number, and then you'll see Amazon will pull up, and you'll verify the $129 price.
It's exactly what it is. It's $129. It's FBA. It shows me everything. Exactly everything. Incredible. Incredible. And so does that mean that I have to pay $63.96, or what is this little hammer negotiator about?
So you click on the negotiator.
I don't want to blow up or anything. All right, nothing happened. Okay, so it's saying to me, enter the price I'm willing to pay. So current lot price says $22.50. It's not an auction, right? You don't do auctions. This is, hey, if you paid this, and it actually tells me off to the right an approximate lot net profit after Amazon fees, right? And that's approximate. I understand that. There are different fees depending on where you ship and stuff. But I could offer lower than this $22.50. Is that the way I read this?
So say, for example, you decided based on your software calculation that the product, you would like to pay $2,000 for it. So you would go and simply enter in the $2,000 number into the space that is there, and you click on the word calculate. And if you could do that with me.
All right, I'm going to do it. Well, I put 20,000. You'd accept that offer in a second, wouldn't you? Calculate. Okay, it just did. It automatically updated the prices. Everything's flashing green. It looks amazing. It's saying, hey, whoa, things just got better.
So now the price of $129 on Amazon is now even more attractive with a $2,000 offer price. If you went down even lower than that, let's say you went to $1,500, and let's change that again.
Okay. And there's no penalty for putting this in. At this point, you're not, because I didn't send my offer. I'm just going through and calculating. Oh, man.
This is so you can get a straight visual of the entire lot, so you can recognize all the different pricing that's available and the pricing that you're willing to pay. And right now, the net profit piece of it, if you look right next to the negotiator, and I'm going to pull you away from the negotiator, and then we're going to go back to the negotiator. You'll see something that says Amazon Profit Calculator.
Yep.
And what we were doing there is we were listing the basic Amazon fees by category. So if consumer electronics charged you 8%, we would put the 8% fee there. We recognize that the customer base really wants an FBA calculator. So we pulled it off the site, and we are working on an FBA calculator. And over the next coming days, in the next 4 or 5 days, we will have a true FBA calculator that will calculate every single fee for you before you purchase the lot, so you can make an exact decision of when, how, and what you want to pay for a lot and have a full visual of what the price is. Now, if you went back to the negotiator, that net profit that's going to be all the way on the right-hand column very shortly is going to be an FBA calculator net profit.
And so let's just pause there for a second. What will be included in that calculation?
So when you go to, if you went to Google and you typed in the word FBA calculator, Amazon has a program that'll tell you 2 different types of prices. One price, if you ship the product into fulfillment by Amazon, what your net return on investment would be. And the other price is if you would ship it yourself, what your return on investment would be. And that's what we're going to show on our site.
And there are still going to be little differences, and people need to make sure that they consider that. For example, if you use inventory placement, I don't know whether you'll be able to get it that specific, but it's going to be pretty darn accurate, and then you can adjust for your own little nuances if you choose to pay Amazon to label for you or other things like that. That correct?
That is correct. So if you, so that's a 20-cent per item fee, I believe Amazon charges, and there might be additional fees based on how you have your setup. But the FBA calculator is really seems what the community really wants, and it's what I keep seeing on the chat rooms over and over again. And I think that they'll be pleasantly surprised once we have it completed.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be clear, we have to make those choices now. When we use FBA calculator, we have to remember, we're shipping to this warehouse in California. In my case, that's $1 a pound. Where I'm shipping to Pennsylvania, it's 22 cents a pound. So I have to use an average anyway. So that's no different than that. But that's amazing that you guys are offering that. And so let's just take this lot here. Okay, so $22.50. If I hit submit my offer at $1,500, what happens?
Send it in. And the salesperson on the account will get a copy of your offer. I will get a copy of your offer. We will analyze the offer that you have, and if we find it to be adequate and we're not losing money and we're making a profit, we'll go ahead and accept it.
So if I hit send my offer, am I legally bound to you to buy this, to follow through with that?
There's no legally binding scenario, and if you don't want the lot after you hit send my offer, we will not force you to take the lot. But it does waste a lot of our time when people are just playing with the site, and we get a lot of those offers.
You get the $100 offers, you mean?
We do get the $100 offers, and we're getting a lot of them. And at some point, I was seeing $50 offers for lots that cost $5,000, and my sales guys were getting a ton of emails on it. So we decided to make a slight change to it, and maybe you can go ahead and put in a
I'll submit a. All right, I'm going to submit a $50
offer and tell your audience what you see, because I made some edits.
Don't hold it against me. Don't
not at all.
All right. Well, my God, I'd make a lot. I'd make 99% off of MSRP. I mean, this is a good deal. I think I'm going to buy this. Let's see. I'm going to buy it for $50. Oh, somebody has a sense of humor there. We don't give the lots for free. Please give us a more realistic offer.
So that's what we put in to stop receiving these extremely low offers on the product.
Well, part of it is the relationship. I assume, the salesperson I'm dealing with, they've been great to deal with via email, via phone call. That's a relationship. And so I assume that if you really want this to work for you and to grow a realistic business, I deal with managers at stores. You have to be reasonable. And I think that, reasonable people get reasonable results. And so I think you have to work. It's a two-sided relationship, correct?
Well, you have to remember it's a journey. And we're looking to go on this journey to sell hundreds of lots to one specific customer, like, for example, yourself. If you have a good relationship with your salesperson, and yes, you can call him up and haggle with him and work on the pricing, and you receive your lot, and you make a nice profit on your lot, and you come back for the second lot and the third lot. By that time, you've really formed a relationship with the salesperson, and we can kind of figure out, we need to make money, you need to make money. We understand that we're all in this game together. And we'll come to a medium, and we'll figure out how we can go down this journey together. And that's really what we're looking for. We're looking for partners. We're not looking for guys that want to come in and have us lose a tremendous amount of money on everything that we do with them, because that's not really a long-term plan for us. We're looking for fairness. We're looking to come up with a fair arrangement and sit there and make that person successful. And it's a two-sided partnership, and we need both sides.
That's great. Okay, so now I've decided to buy this lot, all right? And I submitted my price. I magically paid the full price, and you accepted my offer. What happens then?
At that point, you will get and you decided to pay I accepted the offer?
Yes, okay. I paid full price. You accepted the offer.
Okay. If I did not accept the offer, and let's say you paid $1,500 for the lot, and I did my calculation, and the best we could do is $1,800. And if you want, you could send that in, or maybe you could look at it later. I would send in a counter offer, and you would then see all the prices lined up for you that you requested, and then you would see all the prices lined up of what my counter offer would be by item, and you would be faced with a choice to accept or decline the offer. If you accepted the offer, we would receive that, and we would hold the lot for you, and a salesperson would call you back to figure out the shipping costs and everything else it takes to get your lot out the door, because we want to push it out as quickly as possible once we approve it.
Is this lot fully boxed, ready to go once you've done that? Once you created a lot and put it out on your site, is it ready to go?
Ready to go.
And no kidding. So you already have it packaged up. You know how many boxes it's in. You know the weight of those boxes, and you're ready to send it off?
Yes.
And are you sending it by the pallet only? Are you sending it by the box, or does it depend?
So we have noticed that many people work out of their garages, out of their apartments, and they don't have loading docks. So we decided to put the product in a box size called a 54T. And we decided to go ahead and make it double-walled, and it's very secure. And we put them in these 54T boxes, which are very easy to ship via FedEx. So we use FedEx as our shipper of choice, and we ship it to you usually same day that we receive payment, and it'll go out to you, and you'll get a tracking number automatically emailed to you if you're set up properly in our system, and it'll fit basically anywhere.
So this particular unit is 300, or this lot is 310 units. How many boxes would that be, roughly? It's electronic, so it's kind of small. Is it 50 boxes? Is it 10 boxes?
1 second. I'm just going to look that up in the system.
Oh, you're killing me. You got every answer. I love it.
But we are working on a method to put it on the site where it'll tell you how many boxes that you're purchasing is going to be. And the only reason why we have not put it on the site yet is sometimes boxes are half empty, So we consolidate them and we put them into, let's say we have 6 boxes, we consolidate it into 5. And if we put 6 boxes on the site and then the customer only received 5, we wouldn't want them to get frightened. So that lot number 504, is 4 boxes. That's what we have in the system. So that's 4 boxes. So we are going to publish on the site very soon. Probably it's going to say 3 to 5 boxes. So
and so you give a range.
Or we need an extra, we'll give a range so people can adequately adjust for the space needed.
Now, I'm buying this lot. Let's assume I paid the full price. I then have a one additional fee of shipping, and I'm paying – you have a negotiated fee, I assume, with FedEx if you're doing the volume that you're doing.
Yeah, we do have a negotiated – actually, we just renegotiated our rates, and we're in the midst of an argument with FedEx to try to get our rate as low as possible for that special size box. And I believe the rep just came back to us with better rates, and we're going to transfer those rates to the customer.
So that's awesome. So I'm paying your rate to get it shipped to me. Are there any other fees or surcharges that you have?
None whatsoever.
That's incredible. And the other thing I saw is that some of these orders you actually accept a credit card. And again, people don't think about that, but your credit card fees must be incredible. So that's another cost that you're incurring. So there are a lot of touch points you have on this lot. So there is some real cost you put up for this.
Yeah. So I mean, we will eat all the costs necessary to get you started. And sometimes, most of the time, on your first order, we'll even provide shipping for you for free.
I saw that you have a thing called, and let me get back to that page because this is really interesting. Is it Deal of the Day or
Lot of the Day?
Lot of the Day.
Yes.
Lot of the Day. So talk about that. What is that?
So the Lot of the Day is one lot that we choose, and we randomly choose a lot, and we sell it for a super low price. In many instances, it's below our cost. And the reason we do that is to create general excitement to purchase lots. So someone that has never purchased a lot before, if they were able to win the lot of the day and they received it, there's no assurances, but it's a pretty sure thing that you will probably make money selling that product.
That's incredible. And so by paying attention, you have an opportunity to get rights to buy this particular lot.
So if you pay attention, you log in at noon every day. There's a new lot every single day. It usually sells within 2 to 3 minutes of the lot being posted. And there's usually fights between all the salesperson on who gets the lot of the day. And you will get a chance to win the lot of the day. Very shortly, in the next few days as well, we're going to have it where the first person that clicks and orders online first receives and wins the lot of the day because the salespeople fight way too much about it, and we're trying to get it into an automated process.
Incredible. I love it. And this particular lot today, on the day that we're recording this, sold for $588 and an MSRP of $4,000. Incredible. And I'm looking at the product. Amazing, good quality
one
stuff.
Other thing to mention about the lot of the day is the entire lot ships for $8.88, regardless of how many boxes it is. So if it's 11 boxes and our true shipping cost is $300, let's say, for example, you're still paying $8.88 to ship that entire lot.
I'm really blown away. The opportunities are just enormous. So tell me what are the barriers to enter, to sell, or to buy from you? Or what do I need to do as a business person? Walk me through that.
Well, the first thing that you need is you need to fill out an application. And our application is detail-oriented. We require that people give a photo ID. And we also require that you have a resale certificate, which not everybody has. Once those requirements are done and the application is sent in, one of our credit people, thoroughly reviews the document to make sure that everything matches up, and we are very detail-oriented to make sure that the business registration, we check with each state to make sure there actually is a real corporation there and it's registered in the state. Once that process is done, you're officially open. And once you're open, you can come in and you can purchase anything you like.
Wow. Just amazing. Okay, so now let's get to how we get in touch with you. How do we get started? Where should people get in touch with you?
So the fastest and quickest way to get started is to simply just type in 888lots.com and put in your name, your email information, and your contact information to become a member. And once you hit that, within 24 hours, you're going to get a user ID and password, and you can come in and look at the site and poke around and have fun and look through it and see if it's a match. And if it is, you can call us up. We have a very easy phone number. It's 844-888-LOTS. And you give us a call, or we'll call you, and we'll figure out the best method for us to get you moving.
And do you have a Facebook group or anything, that social media that people can follow?
So
what's going on?
We do not have a group, but we have a Facebook page, and that is called 888-LOTS as well. So you can log on, and you could see, for example, we have a process chart that we just added today on the site. And you can look at that on how the process would work of you purchasing lots from us. We have a video on the Amazon bulk uploader file. And we post, we're fairly active on Facebook, and we post many different things on there. So you can always keep, just like us, and you'll receive all the information.
That's just great. Albert, I really appreciate you taking the time today to show us how we can scale to that next level without really, having to get into this massive, create a massive organization. You're giving us the tool. You're adding staff for me in my little warehouse for me. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate it. I'll have all the links on how to get in touch with you, and just thanks again.
So we have exciting, fun stuff coming up. So I'd like the community, or whoever's listening to this podcast, to understand that we have individual lots coming up soon where all you would have to buy is one item. And you could stare at the ASIN information until you feel comfortable of jumping in with just one product. So keep watching the site. It's coming. It's going to be a lot of fun. The journey is going to be a great ride, and we want as many people, as many sharp business people as we can find to go down this journey with us, because it will be a profitable journey.
Wow. Really appreciate it. Again, it's 888lots.com, 888lots.com. Thanks, Albert.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the E-Commerce Momentum Podcast. All the links mentioned today can be found at ecommercemomentum.com under this episode number. Please remember to subscribe and like us on iTunes.